suppose in a way it wouldn't be the hardest red to cover. I mean, you could push this red down and use the pink and those two reds as a cover. And it wouldn't be the easiest safety shot for your opponent, so well, how's he playing it? Well, he played to move it. Okay, I'm lucky to knock the black in.
Shaun Murphy 7.
I don't think that would have been my choice.
No, I agree with you, John. I think if he'd played that plant sort of dead weight and left the white over on the left-hand side cushion, he would have covered it. The black was there, two reds next to the pink.
Nicely played. Didn't have to do much with the cue ball to get position on the brown, but he still needs these two reds near the pink if he's going to win the frame at this visit. So it's not going to be easy, but he's played an excellent positional shot there. Top draw. Now, if he can leave himself a nice angle, that's why he's coming around the table. Just looking at the angle he'd like to leave on the black to just bring those two reds into play.
Six.
And that looks about perfect. And if this goes right, could be the frame winner. Little unlucky. I don't think the red passes the blue one. Certainly doesn't pass the blue, and this red into the left corner is a little bit tricky. And he still needs both the reds. Could have worked out better, that.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but he's got an easy snooker as well, hasn't he? If he just stuns this red full in the face and leaves the white behind the pink. But he'll go for the pot.
You can say it, Stephen. You're in the commentary box now. You can think all these negative thoughts. But yeah, the snooker looks to be the shot. The red's risky, and I think he's taking your advice here. Yeah, don't blame him for that.
Shaun Murphy 30.
See, you could have played that. Yeah, percentage-wise, without doubt, the best shot.
I think if we were a few frames into this final, he might have taken that red on, but the first frame's so important. And that's why he's, as we've said, taking the percentage route.
Yes, and of course what made this a little bit different is that red by the blue at the moment, well, it may be potable in one pocket. So he thought maybe a snooker, and I don't know whether Neil Robertson will want to play on that red near the blue. Well, it looks like he is going to do. Always very difficult to judge getting out of a snooker when the cushion comes almost immediately. Judging the angle, and he's got to play this dead weight, otherwise he could leave this red. Well, if he comes across this side, the right hand side of the table, he's only half the red to hit. Of course, if he hit it as he would like, he may get it safe.
Yeah, coming this way, obviously, if he's going to hit the red, it's going to hit the left-hand side of the red, which he needs to do. But he's missed it, and that'll be replaced.
Shaun Murphy 4.
What a difference that makes, because now Shaun Murphy is just looking for one red and a colour to get to the snooker's required stage. Well, he's had a practice go. He's got to hit it right this time, you feel. Oh, he hits it. Oh, and the knuckle on the jaw has made it into a good shot now. He'd settle for it being reasonably safe. He'll settle for that.
Will Shaun fancy this long straight red next to the blue? Nope, doesn't look like it. Still going down the cautious route.
Well, he needs the brown to come to his rescue here, and I'm not certain it has. No, he can pot this. And you'd make certain of the pot here. You wouldn't be going out of your way for position. And the reason I say that is if you don't get on the colour, you've got a nice snooker to lay. The fact that the red was just moved away from the blue means it's now available to the far left corner, so if he's got the nice angle on the green, worth playing. If not, just tuck up behind the green.
Yeah, I must admit I wouldn't be refusing this pot. He's made some great clearances this week, but he is refusing it. So both players are not taking any risks in this first frame.
Yeah, and I think once again, Stephen, as you said, time before when Shaun Murphy refused the pot, I think if it wasn't the first frame, he'd have definitely gone for that.
Also shows you the respect they have for each other and each other's games.
Well, I'm just wondering, well, it looks as though he's close enough to the green to have cut out the one cushion escape. Well, I thought he had, but maybe he hasn't. No, he hadn't, but can he get it safe? That's always the problem. It's not hitting the snooker. Can you leave it safe? I think this red will pop past the black. There you go. I'm not saying it's easy, but there is an element of safety in playing the pot. And it goes. Now, is he on the colour? Does it run past the yellow? It does. New favourite for the frame. But he needs the colour and the 6 remaining colours to win it. Of course, if the pink was on its spot, you'd think formality. But the fact that it isn't. Okay, we could say being left-handed, it's on the right side of the table, so to speak, for Neil, but it's not that easy. Wants a good angle on the blue and a good positional shot from that blue.
10. $14.
He's going to put the blue in the middle, obviously, and come off the top cushion, side cushion. Somewhere in behind the pink. You can choose to play the pink into the centre or the right corner, but there's a big margin for error.
19.
He's going a bit close to the pink. He won't be happy with that.
Yeah, for those of you who were watching last night, we saw a similar shot from John Higgins, didn't he, when he was trying to clear up to make it 5-all, and he got into it a little bit too much. I mean, the one thing you don't want to do there is get into it too much. And as I say, John Higgins did exactly the same last night when he looked for all money. He was going to make it 5 each.
The cue ball's a bit close to the pink to consider playing a double, I think. So Trying to get this white tight in behind the black.
No, I couldn't even do that. And okay, he's got the pink safe, but he's not put Shaun Murphy under any pressure. Shaun Murphy still leads by 9 points, so just looking for the pink. Well, it's just bounced off the baulk cushion. What makes the safety, or any safety, more difficult is when you leave a lot of distance between cue ball and object ball. Shaun couldn't manage to do that. Well, I thought for a moment he wasn't going to get to that side cushion, but just about got it safe.
Yeah, I thought he could have played cushion first there, the white in behind the pink, and would have been able to get a lot of distance between two balls, but played the safer option, where he knew he was going to get the pink safe.
Oh, this is a mistake from Shaun. This is a mistake from Shaun. He's trying to force it around the angles, and in all honesty, should have made a better job of it than that. Neil Robertson, though, still needs pink and black. No, he won't be getting another chance, you don't think, Shaun? In goes the black. It was a frame that was strewn with errors, but as Stephen remarked, it was the one who made the last one, and that was Shaun Murphy, and Neil Robertson takes the first frame.
And stealing frames is what Neil Robertson's been extremely good at all week. That's part of the reason why he's in this final. Now, we're splitting our resources in studio and commentary times today, because John Parrott is with me in our little bubble studio overlooking the main arena. But keeping a watching brief down in the Q zone is Steve Davis. Now, Steve, what are you up to? Showing off, I think. It's Marcel Marceau. Well, he was almost showing off. What he's trying to tell you is that he's on watching brief in the Q zone, and he'd like you to tweet him any questions or comments for Steve. He's there for the first few frames. Back to the serious stuff, shall we? And John, you made a very interesting point during that frame about the build-up to this final, not least the fact that two of them had heavy-duty semi-finals yesterday.
Yeah, you get it sometimes. It's all part and parcel of being a top-class snooker player. You've got to put behind you what you've done the night before or the afternoon before, because they've had two great results. Obviously, Neil Robertson, revenge over Judd Trump, and I think he did a number on him yesterday, played some great match play. And of course, Shaun Murphy, just beating John Higgins in any tournament is great, but to beat him in the semi-final of the Masters, so you've got to put that to the back of your mind, and you've got a day here where you've got to go to work again, and sometimes it's difficult to do.
It's interesting when you look back at the last few matches that Shaun Murphy's played here at Ali Pali, because he's lost the first frame in 3 out of his 4 matches so far, and still gone on to win, clearly. In fact, he ran up a very, very healthy lead against Gold, and then thereafter in his quarter-final match. So what do you feel about his shot selection, particularly at the end there with that last safety shot?
Well, it's a great shot that Neil played, actually. It's one of those ones you want to do. You want to put the pink slightly lower than the cue ball. It makes it tricky for people to play safe off, and of course he forced Shaun into playing the shot, round the angles, mishit it, and stuck it up for Neil to win the frame. I agree with what the boys were saying in the commentary start of the match. You know, Shaun Murphy's looked like he's been the one who's been scoring, but you know, it's difficult when you're playing somebody who's playing such really high class match play as Robertson. Doesn't always mean as much, because